very good competitor. He's talented. But I think he's starting to understand what plays here in the major leagues. And again, the breaking ball is something that I think this spring he's really worked hard on, trying to slow hitters down, get him off his fastball. And he's navigating and really understanding, again, how to get hitters out.
Outside of him, we did see some other really strong performances from guys coming out of the bullpen. How would you just assess kind of overall pitching today?
It was good. It was. I think, you know, outside of that first week, we've pitched really well. You know, today we got a chance to see Little came in, did a nice job. Gallegos did a nice job. Dreyer has been really impressive, and he had a clean inning. And and I thought Sauer was good. The last kind of inning, I think he got a little bit tired, but I think overall we played good defense and we pitched well.
And of course, we talked about Michael Conforto yesterday. To see how he has just continued with the bat today. Yesterday talked about that he felt like he had unlocked something. Is this the guy that you're hoping to see all year long?
I hope so. You know, today it was nice to see him, you know, get to a 3-2 count, hit a fastball to left center and lined it for a double, and then he got a breaking ball late, hit a homer, and he just looked so confident, so much more comfortable with his swing.
All right, Dave, thank you so much.
All right, Kirsten.
Amazingly, we are down to the final 4 Cactus League games in Arizona. It's a noon first pitch tomorrow, and then we spring forward. So 1 p.m. start times for the final 3 games, Sunday through Tuesday, all right here on Sportsnet LA. Of course, Wednesday, DV and the guys wheels up to Japan. You know what's better than a spring training post-game show? How about a Cactus League breakdown, an absolute can't-miss K-Zone with Jay here and Michael Conforto coming up. Plus, the pitching side of Shohei's rehab is going to slow down just a little bit. We'll have an update and when we might see Shohei's return to a Major League mound. Carl's Jr. moment of the game, David Vassay. It's Chris Taylor playing third base tonight. Look at this play he makes.
Well, number one, I love a Western bacon burger. And this play reminds me of Jerry Hairston Jr. in spring training of 2012 playing third base for the Dodgers. Nice play by Chris Taylor. A much easier play for him coming in rather than Austin Barnes making that catch.
I sure am hungry. All right, so Michael Conforto. Jerry got off to a bit of a slow start this spring, was 2 for his first 17. Last couple days, though, he has completely flipped the script offensively.
You know, he has been locked in. I love his approach to the plate. You know what we're going to do right now, guys?
What?
We're going to the K-Zone.
Let's go.
Break down young MC. Yeah, he's still young. He still's got some.
Where do you come up with this?
In that bat, I love the approach here. You get the fastball in her half, puts a barrel on it, a rocket to right. He's on board with a knock against a pretty good Texas Rangers team. We're talking about approach here. Fastball in her half, stays inside the ball, especially with 2 strikes. Has the power to hit it down the left field line with authority. Nice double for Michael Conforto. The approach is there, going the other way. Has obviously bat speed to pull as well. I love this. Little lefty on lefty climb, stays inside the ball on a slider. That means he's seeing the ball well. His 3rd knock of the day. We're going to go against the Mariners. He gets a fastball out of 3rd, rocket to right center field.
Left center.
Excuse me, yeah, left center. Sometimes, remember, I'm looking at the TV, guys. I get
the K-Zone does not have a compass.
Dyslexic here, okay? So, love the approach. And here, this is to right center. The right center field wall. I love the swing here. Remember, it's spring training for me too, guys. This is a cutter, and he's able to turn on it right away. Outstanding job by the young MC. We know he's a veteran guy.
An MC hammer when he hits one long way like that?
It can. Yeah. It can. And listen, I appreciate you guys throwing a K-Zone at me. We got to get ready for Japan.
Yeah.
I just messed up. Right center, left center. It's like I never played before.
Potatoes, potatoes.
But this is why we have spring training, even for K-Zones.
Hey, it does beg to mention again, Michael Conforto outside of that ballpark in San Francisco had a slugging percentage of .550. That's what the Dodgers believe in.
Right.
We all know left-handed hitters don't do well in that ballpark, so he should crush at Dodger Stadium.
Plus, he was coming off of major shoulder surgery to his lead shoulder, which Jerry can attest to. That does take a long time to get over.
That would be his right one, Jerry.
Got it.
Let's hear from Justin Wrobleski after really good days with Kirsten.
Well, Justin, you've had quite the impressive last 2 outings. When you think about just the results that you've been getting as of late, what's been the biggest just focus for you?
I'd say the biggest focus is probably just working the front to back game. So just getting the curveball going, kind of throwing it more. That was a big focus going into this offseason, was kind of get that where I want it to be, because, you know, it showed glimpses of being a really good option for me last year towards the back half when I was locating it well and throwing it at a certain speed. So just kind of trying to dial that in recently, and kind of, I'd say just making sure, like, my side work and everything else, like, I'm kind of ultra focused on kind of executing and doing my thing, and I think the front to back has given me another element to my game that I didn't quite have last year, so it's been great.
When you think about just the experience of last year, how has that prepared you just coming into this spring training, whether it's with a different mindset, a different approach? What were the biggest takeaways for you that allowed you to put you in a really good spot this year?
Yeah, I'd say, like, just kind of getting my feet wet up there was huge for me, and you know, I'd say looking back on last year, I felt like I threw the ball well, and you know, I didn't even have my best stuff. I think my mechanics were a little off towards the back half of last year. You know, obviously, I think kind of one of the big things for me going into this offseason was, you know, I think that outing I had against Arizona, that was tough. I think I learned a lot from that, like, being able to grow from that's been huge for me, and just kind of like being able to understand like what I need to do in order to get better, and kind of the organization helping me and kind of guiding me, and just trying to be like rudders to help me, you know, become the best version of myself. So it was awesome to kind of get up there and be able to, you know, make my debut and everything last year, and now it feels like it's kind of more of that flip switch, or the switch flip to, you know, like pitch well now, like let's go be the best pitcher I can be.
Hey, Clayton Kershaw is back in camp. He will be headed to Tokyo with the guys, but when will the three-time Cy Young Award winner be headed back to the mounds? Notes from the starting staff's coming up. Look what we saw earlier today. Clayton Kershaw throwing his first bullpen of the spring. Still no timetable for his return, DV, as he comes back from knee and foot surgeries. But certainly this was a good sign and a good step today.
Yeah, so spring training for pitchers usually takes about 6 weeks from the beginning process of it. So in 6 weeks from now, we could start talking about him going out on a rehab assignment, and from there, see where it leads with the left foot, the left knee, and the left shoulder.
It's going to take some time, obviously, to get his arm up to speed. Now, he is completely healthy with his shoulder, but the most important thing is that buildup. And you're right, DV, that foot, that was pretty major. That surgery, I know the knee is perfectly fine now, but that foot, I think, is his last hurdle.
So hopefully we'll see Clayton Kershaw some point later this summer, healed and ready to go. In other pitching news, Shohei Ohtani looks to have recovered well from his off-season shoulder surgery, having a really good spring with the bat. As for Shohei's return to the mound, we've seen him throw bullpens at Camelback Ranch, Jerry, but Dave Roberts did say today that they're going to dial him back a little bit on the pitching side. Do you think this is all just part of the plan? Because they say still no timetable when we will see him return to a game.
This is all part of the plan. This is what they had planned last season, making sure at the end of last season, making sure that when he comes back, he's going to be strong, but continue to be strong in the second half of the season. Remember Walker Buehler last year? He was ready to go at spring training, but they wanted to slow play his development because they wanted to make sure he was strong in the second half and in the postseason. It worked out pretty well for Walker Buehler and us. Hopefully that happens the same for the Big Show.
I'm with you, Jerry. This is the biggest non-story in the last 24 hours because Shohei Ohtani's not only coming back from a second Tommy John surgery, he's coming back from a left shoulder surgery that is more immediate. And it's not coincidence he stopped throwing bullpen sessions right when he started to play games in spring training. And Andrew Friedman told us during FanFest that Shohei Ohtani was never going to throw to hitters during spring training. So if you were paying attention, you would realize there's nothing to freak out about.
Wow, I mean, you're angry,
Hey,
DV. But you
keep the receipts.
But you got to remember, he's our leadoff hitter too.
Right.
So
Yes.
he's got to make sure he's ready to go with the bat because he's got a big responsibility as being that leadoff hitter to ignite our lineup. So listen, he will get his throwing in, his pitching in. He'll be ready to go when they want him to be ready to go.
I'll just say this. I am very confident in telling you right now that Shohei Ohtani's right pitching elbow has not had a setback.
No.
This is part of the plan.
You don't want a guy coming off 2 Tommy John surgeries to pitch an entire 162-game season. They want him to be fresh and available when it really counts later on down the road. Speaking of Shohei, returning from off-season shoulder surgery this spring, what else did you expect from that first at-bat of Cactus League play? Our top plays of the spring are next.
彼が再びマウンドに立つその日まで、一瞬たりとも目を離すな。球界を揺るがす大旋風、その中心にはやはり、この男がいた。そう、我々日本の誇り、そして全世界の野球ファンが敬愛する、唯一無二の野球の神、大谷翔平である。メジャーリーグの新シーズンが目前に迫る中、春季キャンプ、カクタスリーグにおけるロサンゼルス、ドジャースの動向から目が離せない。ドジャースは、投手陣の調整、若手選手の成長、主力選手の復調など、あらゆる話題が尽きることはないが、中でも際立って注目を浴びているのが、今季からドジャースのユニフォームに袖を通した我らが大谷翔平の動向だ。昨シーズン終了後、大谷は左肩の手術を受け、さらに自身2度目となる右肘の靭帯再建手術を乗り越えた。通常の選手であれば再起すら困難と言われる大手術であるが、大谷はこの試練をも超え、キャンプ序盤から快音を響かせ、次々と安打を積み重ねている。その姿に専門家も首脳陣も改めて度肝を抜かれているのである。しかし一方で、大谷の投手としての復帰は慎重に進められている。球団のデーブ・ロバーツ監督もこの方針を明確にしており、翔平の投手復帰については無理をさせない。長いシーズンを見据え、終盤戦に最高の状態で臨める要計画を進めている。と強調した。昨シーズン、同僚ウォーカー、ビューラーが同じようなスケジュールで調整し、シーズン後半から無敵のピッチングでチームを優勝に導いたことも記憶に新しい。球団は大谷に対しても同じ方法を取り入れ、ゆっくりと、しかし着実に準備を進めているのである。それにしても、大谷翔平という男の凄まじさは、改めて言葉では語り尽くせない。打者としてはすでに全力全開であり、先日の試合でも初打席から豪快な一打を放ち、周囲を圧倒した。彼の圧倒的な打撃技術、驚異的な選球眼、そして桁外れのパワーは、まるで伝説の英雄が目の前に降臨したかのような錯覚すら覚えさせる。キャンプ取材に訪れた現地記者たちは、大谷のバットがボールを捉えるたび、ただただ唖然とするばかりだ。これが本当に怪我明けの選手なのか、彼は人間ではなく神だ、と、全米のメディアから称賛と驚嘆が止まらないのだ。そして、大谷と共に注目される選手がもう一人存在する。ドジャースが今季獲得し、球界屈指の有望株として名高い佐々木朗希である。佐々木もまた、日本が生んだ規格外の天才投手だ。昨年の WBC で世界最速164キロを記録し、史上最高評価の魔球、スプリットで全世界を震撼させた彼は、今季の MLB 有望株ランキングで堂々の第1位に輝いた。アメリカの専門家たちは、佐々木はすでに世界最高の球種を持っている。スプリットはもはや人間が打てる領域を超えている。と絶賛する一方で、まだ完全体ではない。制球力、スタミナ、スライダーなど、さらに成長の余地がある。と分析する。恐ろしいのは、まだ未完成の段階で世界の頂点にいることである。ドジャースという究極の育成環境でさらに磨きをかけたとき、佐々木は一体どれほどの高みに達するのだろうか。それにしても、この2人の日本人スターが揃ってドジャースに所属するなど、誰が想像できただろうか。かつての野茂英雄が扉を開き、イチローが道を切り開き、ダルビッシュ有や前田健太が確かな実績を残した。今、その歴史を背負いながら、彼らをはるかに超えたスケールで球界に君臨する大谷と佐々木の存在は、もはや伝説を超え、神話の域に達している。実際、ドジャース関係者たちは大谷について、翔平が復帰すれば、投打両面で我々は誰も止められなくなる、と自信満々だ。また、現地メディアの中には、大谷はリーグ MVP 級の活躍を約束されているようなものだ。彼が打席に立つだけで相手チームは恐怖に震え上がる。と、その存在感を伝説の域で語る記者もいる。だが、大谷翔平という人物の本当の凄さは、プレーだけに止まらない。彼はあれだけの栄光を手にしながらも、謙虚さを失わない。怪我から復帰途中であることを隠さず、自分に与えられた責任を黙々と果たし続ける。その姿勢は、ファンだけでなく、チームメイト、首脳陣をも感動させ、もはや野球界を超えて世界中から称賛されている。MLB の専門家たちも口を揃えて、 大谷翔平は野球史上最高の才能、100年に1人の存在と評価する。すでに伝説的な記録を数々塗り替えてきた彼だが、今後はどんな神話を築いてくれるのだろうか。今季はこれまで以上に期待が高まることは間違いない。我々ファンが今やるべきことはただ一つ。この生ける伝説が描き続ける新たなストーリーを一瞬たりとも見逃さないことである。果たして大谷翔平が投手として復帰を果たした時、どのような景色を我々に見せてくれるのか。打者としてもどれだけの驚異的なパフォーマンスで世界を熱狂させるのか。これほどまでに期待を抱かせ、胸を熱くさせる選手が他に存在するだろうか。今、野球界の新たな歴史がまさに始まろうとしている。その歴史の主役は、言うまでもなく、大谷翔平という、生ける伝説、なのだ。さあ、野球ファンよ、目撃せよ、大谷翔平という偉大な伝説の物語を。その瞬間を見逃すな。次の試合で、再び奇跡が生まれるかもしれないのだから。